And here we are. Howdy, y'all.
Welcome to Tech Tuesday.
Yeah, live from the workbench. Another Tuesday. We don't have the dirt like other people do, but we have our own little world.
Well, there's a lot of people with a lot of dirt that don't have a lot of insight or
Yeah, well,
intuition.
I'm also observing. Some people are starting to talk more out of their butt than anything else.
Yep. Anytime you've got a release of a product, but there's no freaking free lunches anymore. Once again, we've got an expensive product release 2 in a row,
Yeah.
and
So whoever wondered what that little thing is on the thumbnail, that is DJI's teaser for the Air 3. What we expect to be the Air 3, I should say, if we want to stay like politically correct and all that. So, oh, let's see who we got in the chat. One Vision, East Coast, Yellow Rose, Akirasho, and John Coopy. Howdy, howdy, howdy to all of you. John, I know John already knows. I picked this little booger up. The Wi-Fi Whoopster 3.
nice little PDB.
The best part is USB-C. So
And
I can charge out of my power bank with that.
And you can knock out a bunch of little batteries from a big battery too.
Yep. Well, I got into these the little beta FPV meteors, so flying the walks now. Even though everybody says the image sucks, which I cannot share in my experience because I like the walks now image. So
it's like everything. Everybody's got their own opinion, And we don't try to be like everybody else. I certainly ain't doing that anymore.
well, if this comes true, what's being rumored about DJI lowering the cost for the O3 unit from $229 down to $189, I will buy an O3 unit.
Yeah, it's a little pricey right now. It's not competitive.
Yeah, no. I'm building that Speedy Bee frame, the new release of it, the V2 of it. And if I can get an O3 air unit for $189 for that thing, I will throw an O3 air unit in there. So
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a nice. It's got a nice camera in it, but it's a little bit temperamental. Still fighting with the shakes.
All right, Dustin has a question. A whole bunch of old motors never used. 1808, 25 kVs. I want to try a wing. 1808 motors for a wing? That'd be a small wing. That'd be a really small wing. Because 1808, that's not much of a motor. Let's see what this is on it. Oh, I can't even see that small. But we've got technology to deal with that.
God, I am there's so much security. Anytime I get into my Google accounts, it's like,
So the Zod Drift runs 1406 2600 kV. And that's 1808 motors. I would. I can't think of a wing right now that would fit that motor would fit into. If you want to start with something small, there's the Drift, and then there's the what's the other one? John, I know you have it. What's the other Zod wing? Let's see. The Dart. Let's see. We got the Nano Talon and the Dart 250 and the Drift. Those are the small ones. And then let me add this in here. So there is a new version out of the Drift that's all black that they don't have listed here. So
that's been around for quite a while.
TBRC Apex V2. I don't know that particular one, but I'm going to say if John thinks, then I'll share his opinion.
I haven't looked for a VTOL bird in a while. They kind of went the way of the Goonie bird.
Sunrise in the house. You forgot something there. That there's supposed to be an ass in between there, between Smart and Chris. You missing the ass. Smart ass Chris. And I'll leave it up to you how many S's you put in there.
Definitely not referring to me as Chris, I'll tell you that. I'm doing a quick research on the VTOL aircraft, which actually had kind of disappeared. But like everything else, you got to have a pilot's license to fly it. But you can fly a freaking kite. You can get a paraglider, and
yeah, you can go and you can go get a paraglider and kill yourself. Nobody cares about that. But don't you fly that drone over that mall parking lot.
nope.
Okay, and one more time, we mentioned it on Friday, and I'm going to mention again. Mike Rannick, our Air 2S Army guy, passed away on July 10th. So, thoughts and prayers with his family, obviously. So, but yeah, everybody think of him, and because he's been around forever. and apparently he had cancer. So there was a very nice obituary posted for him on Facebook the other day. So it's definitely confirmed now. So, Mike, it's been fun. So, all right, more exciting subjects. DJI Air 3 release on next Tuesday. So we have the dual 101.3 CMOS. Do we really need to go through all this stuff again? All the specs? For
Yeah.
all of y'all that missed it on Friday, we talked about at length about the Air 3 on Friday because they had just dropped. I mean, unless you live on a rock, I'm sure you've seen all the spec pages that come out. And now we have some marketing material out for the sales people. So go on Twitter and do a DJI Air 3 search, and you will find all sorts of material and all
Yeah,
sorts of different languages.
yeah, you basically get what you need to know. I mean, barring any reviews or software.
Yeah.
If
Now,
you're in the market
I
for,
did trip over one little tidbit. The RC2 is going to be the same screen as the regular RC, same brightness of 700 nits, where this one is at 1,000.
that really
So,
surprises me that they're doing that. Why they can't, why they didn't make that little improvement, but unless they've got another Pro RC coming out, which would be another, their 04 RC Pro 2.
I wouldn't be surprised if we're seeing an RC Pro. Let's see. Here we
RC
go.
Pro Part 2.
Here's that. Well, I'm just going to put this full right now. So here's your RC Pro specs, and there's your RC and RC2, and the N1 and N2. So I don't know how this works in their math. It has two antennas, one transmitter, two receivers. So the RC2, more 3-hour battery time on both 60 frames, 1,000 nits on the Pro, 700 nits on the RC2. They did bring up the memory.
Right.
And then obviously you can run different applications on the RC Pro. But
There's just not enough.
now Matt's Tech is very much into the technology of these, and he seems to think the 04 is because of a new chipset, because he seems to think they're overdue for a new chipset. There might be issues with getting the old chips. So the 04 is more a, not an evolution, but a necessity to allow for new hardware that's available to them. So,
And
because
if
if
you
you don't forget, DJI got put on that restricted list where they cannot buy certain chips and stuff anymore out of the US.
Does the RC2 have audio? I don't think so.
Um,
It was nice. It was nice if you use the controllers for the Autel Nano, you picked up your audio, which was kind of novelty. Nobody really talked much about it. It was kind of cool that you had an audio track that recorded with your video that you were recording. So it was kind of cool that way. Um, that would be neat, especially if it's DJI quality audio. I mean, I loved it. You know, it's to have fewer devices is just nice. But I don't think they're going to put that in there. You got a lot of issues. You don't have with all the RID and all the other things coming up, you're not going to have
Yeah.
reviewers talking into their controllers. It's not going to happen.
Sunrise points out the charging and battery lifetimes on the N1 and N2 is a little odd. But you know what? I can actually explain to you how stuff like that happens because I actually worked in an industry. It's the automated translation. And basically, the computer goes in and picks out all these words, and so it'll have like support '04 image transmission will be one thing will be put in one field, and then the next line or the line before that will have the new antenna design, and it translates these things literally one to one, and then you have to have a human proofread that. And I've done it for German several years ago, and it can drive you absolutely bonkers because you get a website like that and you don't have any context to the text in front of you.
Right. That makes
I
sense.
mean, it's helpful if you know that it is a website that you're translating because you know all these little tidbits are going to be standalones. But, then there's times where they tear paragraphs apart or, they do a description in two paragraphs and they tear the two paragraphs apart. And it's translating doesn't get done like it used to be where somebody took a text and actually translated it and proofread it and everything. Now there's a machine that translates it, and then there's different levels of proofreading that happens after the fact. And depending on how much the company spends, that's how much proofreading they get. And it gets interesting. I had to translate the mechanics manual for transmissions from English into German. Now, you want to talk about fun? Oof. Yeah. But so yeah, if you see these wacky translations, that's what's going on with that. So having audio is great. That's what I like about HD0 going. It's fun. The other day chasing RC car and having the audio was helpful to sync up the vid. Okay.
Yeah. I like audio for video sync. Yeah. I think that's very helpful. When you need to sync up a lot of tracks.
We have to meet up. I mean, right after the temperatures go down a little bit because I want to see those HD0 goggles. After the disappointment with DJI Integras, I'm willing to look at anything. Walksdale, no, right now is my favorite. I keep seeing videos on HD0, and I do not like the way they break up, and they break up too early, and the image quality is not all that great either. But I mean, that could have changed by now. There's some new VTXs out too. So, what are you digging there for, Chris? You look awful. You look awful busy.
I've got a video that I uploaded, and I've been getting 720p, and because I don't look at it carefully, and if you've ever uploaded the gazillion videos on a new computer, you don't have the problem solved. So anyway, I had to download the video again in full resolution. Now I'm going to upload it back onto YouTube, change all of the material that I've already written for the other video that's 720, and copy and paste it into the 4K. But I've been having a lot of fun with stuff that is not drones. And I have a sample. I have a sample I can show you of a 360 This is just a little teeny piece, but it's drone like, and this is what cameras are getting good. But the resolution sucks.
And Chris, I have a question for you.
Yeah, why did I re-upload your video last? Because it was a 720p 60 frames video that needed to be re-uploaded in full 4K. I did it and didn't. I thought I had it in a higher resolution, and I learned the hard way. And I've had to do that. I've had to erase 50 views because of that. I don't care. I'd rather have it up there, right? This is basically a e-bike video, but this is basically a 360 compilation that's done with the AI. So you don't have to be creative. I mean, this is all done with with software, and in full speed. It's flowy. I want you to see the end though, the last little bit. So you get these really hot shots of my ass, which you can edit out, or you can keep if you like my ass. But you see how it flips over, and then it does those barrel rolls, and then it speeds up around the corner. That's all done with AI. Isn't that cool as crap? So,
yeah, except the part of your ass. I mean,
so yeah,
somehow or another, your ass don't do nothing for me.
So that's done with the 360 camera. We were talking about the Instago 3, and I'm like, why would I want the Instago 3? I already got it. That's basically what that is. It's just bigger. But to get the full quality of the Instago 3, you have to freaking put it in the big box, and you might as well just have the camera anyway at that point. But Insta is not improving their image quality on their lower end cameras. They're just sticking around, technologically in the low end.
I think Uncle Bill pretty much sums it up right there. Cool ass crap. It's up to you how many S's you put in the ass.
I'm having fun with my bikes. I bought two electric bikes right now. And the second one I just bought is so fast. I am having a blast. Like, I'll go out and I will drive with cars because they're so fast. And there's thousands of e-bike companies and thousands of e-bikes and hundreds of and thousands of different varieties and variations. They keep coming up with new ideas. They'll put one motor on, two motors. They'll up the voltage. They'll put double batteries. They'll change the motor controllers. It's fun as crap. You can tell I'm excited. I'm reinvigorated because it's a new blossoming industry, and it's at the beginning, just like the drone industry was. And remember how fun it was at the beginning? That's kind of what I'm feeling like now with the bikes. So, and I can still ride a bike. I can ride the crap out of a bike.
Well, my problem is they'll make those freaking bikes for full-grown people.
I know. I'm about as big as you can stick on one of those.
Yeah, no, I get
It,
on
it
one of those things. I look like a monkey fucking
yeah,
a football.
right. It's. I'm actually going to get on some small bikes. They make some small ones. I'm going to look like a freaking clown because I'm pretty tall. But it's fun anyway. I'm just it's
Well,
nice.
we'll, we'll have to get you. We'll have to get you the nose to go with it then.
It fills in all my time in between waiting around for some freaking drone to show up, and I can smile. Looking. I spend a lot of time
Well,
researching.
perfect solution. I already have my drone here. I don't have to wait for anything to show up.
Look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already there. I mean, I get that's the best. That's the best prosumer drone available. Why would I want to buy this when I got this? This thing has 3 cameras, not 2. It's got all
Well,
3 and a better one. It's got better
yeah,
flight
yeah. Well,
characteristics, and I fly it with
Chris,
the RC1.
Sunrise, make sure you get this recorded. This last little tidbit of why do I need to? Okay.
Why would I buy the Air? Why would I buy
Okay,
the
so
Air 3?
Air 3 is coming out in a week. Then he's got about a week of denial. I'm not getting that shit. Then he's got about a week of justifying why he couldn't use it. And then give it about a week for the thing to ship and actually arrive at his house. So let's say in about a month from now, we'll be watching Air 3 videos on Dad's channel.
Dad does what he says he won't do. There's nothing to do to change that. Buffering. Who's buffering?
Yeah, but we're gonna have to interject this. I don't need, but he's anyway.
The Air 3 will be bad as crap. It's DJI. They make good stuff. That's the truth. I can't tell you that they don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say
But
that.
I'm no. Between this and that, I'm set. Sorry.
You can buy an N1 controller for $35. And the N1 controller, you can fly out for, I mean, everybody's got to jump on the bigger, better, I'm just as bad, but there is no need for more transmission and more stable transmission. It is stable and good. I mean, there's definitely an improvement with the screen. They should be freaking busting that screen up to at least 1,000.
Well, I mean, for me, it's all about convenience because
yeah,
it has a small bag. Unfold this, fire this up, you in business.
So that's still got a small footprint. The new Air coming out is going to be this big.
Yeah, almost the same size.
And the arms will be a little shorter. Everybody thinks they're getting an Air. They're not. They're going to get this, and they're going to go.
They get some like that, about 200 grams lighter.
What's 200 grams when you're at 900 or 700? Who cares?
Yeah.
So I mean, this thing's carrying the best camera available for this type of drone. I mean, there ain't nothing better.
You know what I just thought about was all this stuff we saw about the Air 3. It won't have ADS-B on it because none of the specs mention anything about ADS-B receiver.
Yeah, they probably just shit canned it.
and you know, so ADSB is a receiver only, but no, that every manned aircraft supposed to have ADSB on board now. Supposed to, being the magic word. You know, airplanes have ADSB. We have remote ID to deal with. Yes, I just said the dirty word. But I mean, it is what it is. But and since we're on negative again, for my local folks, this month's meetup's been canceled. It is too flippin' hot to be going out there. To drive an hour to maybe fly for half an hour. I mean,
Yeah, it's not fun when it's that
can't
hot.
fly in this. I mean, I'm getting all sorts in my FPV quads. I'm getting all sorts of error messages. No overheating here. Core temperature too high. VTX overheating. It's not worth it. Luckily now I can fly in my backyard, so I sneak out at 6 a.m. to go fly for a bit, and don't have to worry about the weather too much. But yeah, no, July's, and if the temperature keeps going, you might as well forget about August too. But
I'm wearing
or
desert camo. This is desert camo time. I'm freaking desert storm until this freaking weather breaks.
yeah, no, we're getting absolutely cooked. We were sitting in the living room last night looking at the thermometer at 8 o'clock at night, 100 degrees. 8 o'clock at night. And it's just no, it's too hot. But let's say hello to a couple folks that popped in here. I see Mike, Tex Armstrong guy. I see Chuck Kovacs. I saw Jim Strawning is here. Did I miss anybody else? Oh yeah, just a reminder, if you wouldn't mind, hit that dummy thing down there. I'd appreciate it. You know, maybe we can get. So Chuck is saying he's loving the Mavic 3 Classic and the Mavic 3 Pro. Mavic 3 dot dot dot. I guess that's supposed to be the Pro. Yeah, we're talking about the Insta 360 Go 3. Well, Go 2.5. 2.7, we should say.
I mean, I like the little camera idea, and I like the docking idea. It does have good video. It's fun. It's fun video, but it's not 4K. You know, it's not that. It's not the 4K is the standard. And
Yeah.
anytime you put something up right now, you if it's not 4K, I don't even like looking at it. It's like when I put up that video of mine, it's just like I can't look at it. It doesn't look good until at least the screen size and the aspect ratios are right. You know. And I don't know. Let's see, users.
Yeah, the original Air is still has a special place in my heart too. The original Air was actually my first drone that I bought, and was the Master Air screw props on it. It actually was tolerable, but don't use the OEM props on it because they were just noisy as kids.
Yeah, and it's noisy, but it was the video quality was first rate, you know.
Yeah. Now, if you
That's,
look on my channel, you'll find a video of the Canyon Lake Gorge that was shot in the Mavic Air, the original Mavic Air.
yeah, I stuck the mod on there, the mod, you know, antenna, and
Yep.
turned out good. That antenna changed that whole drone. You could fly with that big freaking extra that big add-on antenna. It was just that much better.
You mean that?
Yep, that it right there.
Yeah, I actually, after I sold the Air, I kept the panel, and then I modded it to fit on the Evo controller.
That's the original Evo, right? You still have that?
Yep.
That's a great drone too. That's
Come
4K 6.
come September 16th, the value of that thing's gonna double.
No RI,
Or the
no
resale
no
on that
ID
thing's
on it.
gonna double.
It's a
No
it's a
remote
freaking
ID.
it's a ghost drone.
Yep. So, yeah, no.
It's a ghost drone. There we go.
And the Evo was, a bit ahead of itself too, because it had what? It's got a 8x zoom on it, digital zoom on it. Now the picture quality sucks at that, but you did have it. You do have it.
There we go. I finally got a 4K image. Like I don't know. We'll see. This could be this drone here coming up. This could be the drone that breaks the camel's back with me. We'll see. I'm going to need a drone.
Let's hear it one more time.
I'm going to need a drone. I have to have a drone to get those sweet
Well, you
shots.
have a drone.
Well, right, exactly. I've got one that'll do the best tracking ever, and I can track in 70 millimeters. And this thing right here, if I had my Super 73 bike and I'm out in the desert, I've got freaking the best video ever. Will I get that with the Air 3? I could go buy a freaking Air 2S with a 1-inch sensor and use that as my freaking, I mean, it'll be cheap. It'll be half the price of the Air 3.
Well,
if I need just a freaking beater to go out in the desert with, I could go find an Air 2. That's a 1-inch.
yeah, no, I think
No, it's not a 1-inch. The Air 2 is what is it? I can't remember.
An Air 2 at 1/1.3.
It might be a 1/1.3. I got to look. I think 1/1. I think it's it's not. Oh man, I got to go find my chart. I've got a chart with all this stuff knocked out. Hold on here. Well, let's see. Where is my drone chart? Where is it? Where's my drone chart? It's in here. So, right here.
Half inch.
Yeah, here it is. Here's my drones compared here. If you want to use this one, I'll put it up on the screen here. It's kind of helpful.
Well, I want to DJI, and
yeah, but it's not as cool as mine. Mine's way more cool. DJI sucks. Mine's got pictures of drones and everything on it. Come on, we're supposed to be
are you ready for that? So I'm saying we need to go over to your house and have an intervention, even if you even think about buying the Air 3.
Post that
That would be that would be
post that form real quick.
There we go.
Yeah, so that's got everything compared with the exception of the new one. It doesn't have it's got the Pro on it. But there's the Air 2S right there, 1 inch, and then there's the Air 2. Yeah, it's a 1/2 inch. 48 megapixel 1/2 inch. But look at all the other specs. It's 570 grams. It's lighter than the Air 2S. There, look at the original Mavic Air, 430.
Yeah.
You just go back and buy the Mavic 2 Pro and you got a 1 inch freaking sensor. That's the drone that's going to be worth money. The Mavic 2 Pro, man, you go get that sucker, and that's got a 1 inch with 10-bit and all that. You'll be able to get batteries for it, or you buy the original Evo, or you get the crab walking Evo 2 Pro. I like the Evo 2 Pro controller. I would like to fly that just for. It's just the giant school bus. Compared to this thing is tiny compared to the Evo 2 Pro. This thing feels like, it probably weighs more. It's in my mind. But there's so many ways you can go,
But,
I really,
yeah.
you know what I liked? I like the Platinums. I like the old Platinum. No, the Mavic 2 Pro, that has the old controller, right? With the screen in it. I think it does, yeah. Yeah, the original Air was just loud. It had a great camera. It had some cool functions, and it was loud.
What do I think that the Evo 1 will have a good resale value after remote ID goes into effect? Absolutely.
You're going to get some folks.
Absolutely.
You're going to get some folks out there looking for a lot of drones.
There's going to be folks out there looking for drones without remote ID for whatever reason they want it for.
Right.
Matter of fact, Chris, if you go on the eBay right now, Best Buy is selling the rugged kit, which is the bag, 2 batteries and 2 sets of props, for like $67 or something like that. It is absolutely mind-boggling. They're closing out inventory. Here we go. Best Buy. 2 batteries, two props, and the bag. $67. So there's something to think about.
You can get a Flymore kit with the Air 2S for $1,000. You can get a Mini 2 for $339. That's the 2E.
I see the Mini 2 refurb advertised for like 370s, 375 or something like that, and that's absolutely worth it.
I'm waiting for the Mini 3 Pro to go down to $500.
If the Mini 3 Pro comes down to into the 400s, I might buy it and it has to be the Mini 3 Pro because I can link that to the RC Pro. But right now, for $680, I'm not a buyer. Sorry, not happening. So, and Sean Idy is in the house. Howdy, feller.
He's got his stream coming up.
Yep, he's going to have his stream coming up shortly after we finish ours.
Let's see. You got a Nevada there.
I saw a guy today trying to sell a Nevada with the V2 goggles and the Flymore kit used. You want $1,100 for that? Yeah, no. You might get it when he pieces everything out, but then by the time you get your shipping and listing costs and everything else, forget it.
Yep. I'm looking around for some. I just don't. I think the one that will eventually get really cheap and won't be sold much is the Mini 3, just the the standard model. I am just not interested in that at all. If you want a refurbished Mini 2, $329 for a refurbished Mini 2.
Damn, our unit patches are going for some serious money now.
So
this is my unit and the Surfton in Berlin. Those freaking shoulder patches, 70 freaking euros, so $78. Yowza.
that looks like the Lowenbrow lion, but it's a bear.
It's the Berlin Bear.
Berlin bear.
Yeah, the Berlin's mascot is a bear.
Oh, my garage door, I can hear it going up and down. It sounds like it. There's like no lubrication whatsoever in any of the wheels. It's probably all melted out. It's so hot. Mavic 2 Pro on my shelf with 1 inch of dust. Well, get rid of it. You can go sell it. Don't freaking hang on to stuff, guys. You guys got to stop hanging on to things. Just go sell it. Go get some money and go buy something fun that you're going to fly and not collect dust.
There we go.
Yeah, right there is that's a great deal. $369, 3 batteries, and that thing will also take it'll also take the old batteries too, so you can fly with the Mini 1 battery.
LiPos and lithium ions.
Yeah. So, and you can find those batteries so cheap. You can get a bucket of them, a bucket of batteries, and fly that for a month. So the one good thing about the hobby is we've gone a long ways.
We have options.
And we've gone so far that a lot of the old drones are it's hard to basically say that they aren't super good. It just depends on what your object is, objective is. And I just remembered this summer flying my Mavic 3 around, and
so when are you going to fly your long range?
I have no idea. I got so much shit to do.
You need to get some batteries charged, brother.
I got stuff to do,
man. I spent so much freaking time getting the thing put back together. Humpty Dumpty.
I took all my batteries and put them in a box and stuck them in a refrigerator so they don't melt.
Well, that's probably a good idea.
I have to store them right now. If they sat in my garage, they'd freaking light it on fire. A refrigerator is also a good place to put the batteries because it's a protective case too, in a way.
Yeah.
See, I'd be ready to sell the Mavic 2 Pro and smart controller with. Oh, he's got a smart controller too. Yeah, that's a good drone. There's still batteries for it. I mean, you'll be able to. That thing's.
Yeah, what was it about the Mavic Pro Platinum losing its remote ID compliance certification?
There's another one you want to get. That drone flies the crap out of stuff too. The problem with the Platinum is the camera. The camera overheats. You can't. That's they had so much overheating problem. I never really had an overheating problem. I never had the jitters with it, but the gimbal is very susceptible to problems. So I would stay away from some of that old stuff just to not have to deal with the gimbal issues. I it's it's kind of buyer beware. It's super buyer beware with that gear. So
I did get notifications from Speedy Me that my order is on the way. So
yeah, I've got so much crap in my I've got a shopping cart just loaded with stuff that I want to buy right now. With the bike hobby, you got to have air compressors, tire repair kits. I've like solar powered battery reserves. I'm gonna drive with a backpack with a big solar powered battery that drapes over me like Superman. Scary thought.
well, apparently, well, there's the news story on the Platinum was strange, yes, but apparently the FAA was just accepting certification. So somebody said this thing is remote ID compliant, sent in the FAA threw it on the list. And now they're starting to audit these certifications, and now we get the first dropouts. So I'm beginning to wonder who all else is going to drop out on that list.
Yeah, they're just gonna say we're not supporting or fixing. We're not having anything to do with those. Send them to Ukraine. Give them their final flight. But yeah, yeah, the Air 2 or the Air 3, whatever the hell it is now, the Air 3. Can't believe we're there already.
Old school, grandma, she would keep her batteries in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
That used to be a thing back in the day to give them longer shelf life.
Yep.
So
Oh man.
there we go. As many to as going to see a volcano, and if it melts, oh well.
Yeah. Oh, the freaking. I should do a heat flight with the Mavic 3. I wonder what it would do. I wonder if it'll overheat in 112 degrees, 114 degrees. That's just too hot. It's not worth it. I mean,
Is it worth blowing a battery over?
no, no, it's not.
Yeah, how much is the battery for Mavic 3 now?
$200. That's the one thing, I don't, you get. I've flown. If you fly your Mavic 3 and you're on a photographic mission, okay. I've been out on a photographic mission. I get way out there and then I come back. I'm like, all right, I got all this great footage and these great photographs, and I still have half the battery left. I I mean, you get way out there and you come back and you're still like, holy crap, I can still fly. And I ended up flying around the yard and stuff and getting low and flying down the road. And I mean, 40 minutes or high 30s is such a long time to fly. It's just so long.
Yeah. Well, again, Air 2S does it for me.
The Air 2S has great battery performance. It's got great heat performance. I flew the Air 2S in 104 degrees.
Yeah, I
And it didn't
remember.
overheat. It didn't overheat and it didn't land and it went through the whole battery cycle. That's what it's rated at, I believe, the 104, something like that.
Well,
Way too, yeah. Yep, I'm not, I don't, it's right now, it's just bad. You did, when it gets this hot, you gotta find something else to do. Hot as crap. Yep. You gotta find something better.
yeah,
Something
maximum
different.
charging temperature for the battery up to 104. But what does it say for?
I wouldn't fly it after once you get 100 degrees, you got to think about, okay, do I really need to fly today? I mean, you can fly early or late in the day. You know,
Yeah,
when the temperature is starting to decrease or increase, you know, you got those two times of the day, but you just can't, and that's the best time to fly anyways. The midday, just keep that thing, you know, and don't leave it in your car either. Don't I keep my drones in the house. I never put them in the car at all. Once we get to 80, once it starts getting 80s out, I never leave my drones in the car. I don't leave any batteries in there. And if I do go somewhere where I'm carrying a drone, I take it in with me. So if I have to walk through a store or something and I know I have a drone in the car, I'll throw it in my grocery basket, but I won't leave it in the car. I'm not going to it'll be 140 degrees in there and those batteries will just cook.
operating temperature is up to 104 for the Air 2S.
Yeah, it's
So,
you gotta be smart, you know. And, I mean, you know, you've seen those guys fly over the volcanoes and stuff, you know. Those are one-way missions. People that do that, they're going, well, we're going to sacrifice one of our drones for science or for the shot.
operating temperature for Mavic 3 is up to 104 too. So, but anyhow,
Yeah, it's just like I said, it's just hot, and we'll see where this. I am really interested where the Air 2 or the Air 3 goes as far as the, you know, what software they put in there. What they have to do something unique. Otherwise, it you really get to the question. You know, you
I
start to
don't
ask the
think it's
question.
going to be the same fly
We
app.
don't know
So
until.
I'm guessing next Tuesday we're going to see an update to the Fly app.
Oh my god, I might have to stomach some videos from certain people. There's just certain people I just can't watch. It's just garbage. Doesn't tell
Yeah, it's
me
going to be
anything.
it's all that.
Yeah, I don't go fly it somewhere. Go show me some freaking photographs. Go fly it. Go put it in some interesting terrain, you know. I'd rather see Mikey fly it.
Well, I saw a post by Eddie Nunez, Eddie Lips, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
He was out in Puerto Rico and he said
He might be
something
flying it.
about playing with the Air 3 out there. So
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see what he does with that.
Yeah, he'll get some shots. He flies FPV, so he's starting to he probably's got himself a handle on one. I wouldn't even leave my wife in the car. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'm not going to say
Oddly
it'll be.
enough, that's not what you said about you, Uncle Bill. Let's see if we can stir that pot a little.
I mean, I wished I would love to see I want to see just a regular human being flying it. Dobo wouldn't do it because he's kind of, I think he's flew the coop there, but I don't want to see a Billy Kyle video. They're just not worth watching for anything other than, just if you wanted to, somebody to drool over the list of things that it's got and, that you can read. I mean, I can go into Bard and just type in Air 3.
If I hear a reviewer saying flight time is 46 minutes advertised, okay, that don't do nothing for me. Okay, put it out in the hover and tell me how many minutes you had it in the air.
I guess I'd rather watch Billy fly it than DM Productions. That'd be the absolute. If you want to slap me upside the head, just a DM Productions video. That's like a slap in the face.
Nah,
like a good old fashioned Kelly video.
You mean Chris video?
Or Chris video, yeah.
Is Kelly doing the talking and Chris is doing the video part of it?
Is that smart, Chris? Oh, that's right. This right here, this over here, right there. See, that's smart Chris right there.
You forgot something in there. There, I fixed it for you.
Oh. Don't let Eddie fly over water. Eddie'll make a video. He just I don't know. He's not very entertaining. He's one of the nicest guys ever, but he can fly and he's got a little money. He can fly in some cool places and you can't I'll watch Flight Path. He'll that's kind of where he's kind of my go-to if I just want to hear a little bit about it.
Ben, howdy, feller.
Ben T in the house.
Ben T, you just got here, so I'm going to tell you, you probably saw it already on the Facebook group too, but July meetup's been canned.
You know, when Ben T gets in the house, it's almost time for tacos because he's always late.
Yeah.
Ben always comes in late, and I'll get my taco phone call in like a minute.
Well, you get your taco phone call, and I'm gonna do something for dinner myself.
Yeah, I gotta relaunch my launch video, and then read it. Oh.
You got to relaunch your launch video?
Yeah, I got to relaunch my e-bike launch video. It's just a unbox video. But if you unbox, you have to build the damn thing. So it's not like you unbox like a drone where you just take it out of the package and talk about it. With a bike, you have to freaking literally put it together. I put my last bike together. It was 110. When I got done putting it together, I had no water left in my body and I nearly passed out. I went in the house. Oh, there's the phone call.
There's taco the call.
It's coming in. I told you.
That's a taco call.
All right. Bye.
Yes, coming dear. I'll be right there, dear.
Coming in hot, but I'm gonna keep flying stuff. We're gonna keep things going. I gotta do a follow up. I didn't even talk about the Spidey. I forgot all about
the Holy Stone Spidey. Yeah. I saw your
Spidey.
video on that.
I'm not finished with that. I got to do the flight. It actually has tracking on it. It has a tracking, but we'll see what it actually does. But
So you got to do all the flight modes on that thing yet?
I got to do some flight modes on it. But I told them I told them I need another battery, so they sent me one. So it takes
Was it?
it only gets like 15 minutes of flight time. So, but it hovers pretty good. It passed the
Well,
hover
you know
test.
what? Those 15-minute flight times are going to keep people out of trouble
Yeah.
from doing stupid shit like flying, 5 miles out that they don't need to be
That
flying.
that Spidey, that thing can fly at least a mile. There's no question it can. I had
Yeah,
no breakup. I had no breakup in half a mile.
yeah,
So
but I
that
mean,
thing,
the visual line of sight bullshit.
oh yeah, of course. I'm not taking that thing out. It's a freaking toy or any other drone for that matter because it's not smart. You should never do that. But Spidey can go out there. Spidey has got the same transmission system as probably the Mini One.
Yeah,
It's
if you're
advanced
only
Wi-Fi.
2 minutes behind, don't worry about it.
But Spidey's cute. Spidey hovers really good. And Spidey's $200. I just don't know what I do if I'd buy a $200 drone just because it hovers well. When for another $100 I can get one that actually takes pictures.
Yeah.
It's just I just you just wonder what goes through people's minds when they put these things out. But it works really good. I mean, it's a pretty right out of the box, it hovers.
You know what? If you have a 14-year-old
Oh yeah,
kid,
he'll love that.
$200, it would fly well.
Oh yeah, just can't take pictures, but you can fly all over the place. You can fly it behind you. I could
You
have
know
flown
what?
around the school and back.
How many 14-year-olds are gonna expect 4K footage? They're more interested in flying it, and if they get a
Right,
halfway decent picture on the phone, they're happy.
right. No, it'll get all that.
And if he crashed the damn thing or lose the damn thing, I mean, if it's $200,
Yeah, it still hurts.
yeah, but I mean,
It's
better
it's
than
yeah,
400.
it's capable. I'm just glad that it's capable. I knew they were going to come out with something better, and it's in the
Yeah.
same lines of the Atom, but the Atom beats it with the camera. The Atom's got a better camera. If they'd have take the Atom's camera and stuck it on that flight system with the app control and all that, that would be a damn good drone. It would be not only a kid would like it, they
Well,
would be able to take some
let's
cool pictures.
let's hope
Little,
let's hope Holy Stone finds a better camera for it. I mean, they had their 720. It was a very popular drone, and
yeah.
it got an upgraded camera on it. Was EIS.
This one will. This one does have a big a more capable brother for $50 more. So why just not call it a day? Charge 325, 335, and just put the freaking EIS in it. Atom sucks. Sunrise. It does suck. But the camera is decent. Even though the freaking camera would come out of the little rubber things. Yeah. Yeah. There were good qualities to the Atom, but the Atom just was no, it's too hard. It's too hard to freaking fly it. But this one, right out of the box, flies. And I told you, it's got the fake N1 controller. All right, I got to go. I got to go make
All right.
tacos. But yeah, it's got the controller of this thing kicks ass. It is a real, legitimate toy controller. It is a legitimate controlling device. So, all right, I'm out of here.
Let's get this wrapped up. Everybody, thank y'all hanging out with us. We'll do it again next Tuesday. Was the big Air 3 release. So I'm sure everybody and their uncle is going to be putting stuff out. And we will sort through it and don't get anything accomplished. So, any more words of wisdom from the smartass Chris?
Little Mike Henrik here, Air 3 Army, going to be starting up.
Yeah, firing up the Air 3 Army. There we go. All right. Well, until next week, thank you all. Hit that thumbs up button on the way out, please. I appreciate it. And we'll see you next week.